Fire royal moment. Princess Leonor embarks on the Juan Sebastián de Elcano. Spain watches in a wave crown. The morning sea is quiet, calm, predictable. Spain expects another naval training mission, another routine moment in the life of its future queen. But suddenly, something changes. A princess steps forward, not just to observe, but to lead. And in that moment, every camera points, every Spanish heart beats faster. Because this is not just training. This is preparation for a crown at sea. And Spain realizes, this journey will change everything. Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, boards the world-famous training ship Juan Sebastián de Elcano. But if you think this is a simple maritime exercise, a glamorous royal photo opportunity, or a symbolic gesture for the cameras, then get ready. Because the truth behind this mission is deeper, harder, and far more emotional than anyone expected. This is not a showcase. It is a test, a transformation, a royal challenge that reveals who she really is, far away from palaces, protocols, and royal gowns. And Spain will watch every wave, every command, every moment of growth, because their future queen is no longer protected by her title. Out here, at sea, she must earn every ounce of respect. Before Leonor even steps onto the ship, her training has already begun. Military discipline doesn't welcome her with privileges. She wakes early, stands in formation, trains in uniform like every other cadet. No one calls her princess. No one treats her like royalty. She is midshipman Leonor, equal, tested, scrutinized. But why this ship? Why the Juan Sebastián de Elcano? Because it's more than a vessel. It's a symbol of Spanish identity, history, and exploration. It carries the name of the first circumnavigator who completed a journey around the world. A man who faced storms, resistance, and the unknown. And now, a young princess steps onto his legacy, ready to face her own ocean. The ship itself feels ancient and demanding, its wooden decks worn by decades of weather, tradition, and discipline. The towering masts stretch into the sky like guardians of history. Sailors who served kings, captains, and generations of cadets have walked these same boards. And now, in boots still new, Leonor steps onto this sacred ground. But she doesn't pause for cameras. She doesn't smile for the crowd. Her eyes are steady, her posture firm. She is not here to pose. She is here to learn. And the Spanish public feels it instantly. This is different. The cadets around her know the scrutiny she carries. Some whisper quietly, wondering if she can handle the assignments. Others wonder whether her royal upbringing makes her too fragile for life at sea. But they quickly discover something unexpected. Leonor doesn't stand apart. She steps into formation without hesitation. She ties knots, carries equipment, cleans the deck, and even takes her meals like everyone else on board. There is no gold plate. No royal seat. No special treatment. Only a plate, a tray, and duty. And this is where the first emotional shift happens. A young cadet next to her drops his gear in panic as the ship jolts from a strong wave. Leonor doesn't freeze. She grabs it, hands it back, nods, and continues without a word. Small moment, almost invisible. Yet powerful. Respect isn't spoken in royal speeches. It's earned in silence. Suddenly, the mission gains weight. If she fails, she doesn't embarrass herself. She embarrasses the crown, the monarchy, the nation. The expectations riding on her shoulders are heavier than the ship's anchor. But if she succeeds, Spain sees its future queen not through photos or ceremonies, but through real leadership. Days pass, and routine becomes challenge. The sea changes mood. Calm waters give way to aggressive winds. The deck becomes a battlefield between balance and storm. Cadets rush to secure the sails. Commands fly across the ship. And in this chaos, Leonor is pushed into her first real test. The instructor calls her name. She must assist in hoisting one of the largest sails, a task requiring strength, precision, and timing. She grips the rope. The wind fights against her. Her hands burn from the coarse fibers. Her muscles tense. She pulls harder. The rope digs deeper. And in that moment, she doesn't look like a princess. She looks like a sailor, determined, tested, relentless. On land, nobody sees effort. At sea, effort is everything. She completes the task. A sailor nearby nods quietly. That subtle nod is more valuable than any royal applause. Because it means she has earned respect from those who don't bow to crowns, only to competence. But the sea isn't done with her. Nights bring new challenges. Sleep is scarce. Storms are unpredictable. Cold wind punishes the deck as the ship crosses deeper waters. And the crew must stay alert. A midnight drill begins, sharp horns sounding through the vessel. No excuses. No exceptions. Even royalty must comply. Leonor rushes into position. She helps secure equipment, checks lines, assists orders, even when exhaustion weighs like iron. Yet there's something extraordinary about this moment. No cameras. No audience. No applause. Only discipline, teamwork, and duty. And this is when Spain unknowingly witnesses the heart of its future queen. Not through staged photos, but through unseen effort. Through work that will never make headlines, yet shapes a leader in silence. Every day aboard the Elcano teaches her something the palace could never provide. Responsibility, humility, command presence, the ability to lead, not by title, but by example. She learns to read the wind, analyze the map, and understand how patience guides navigation. She learns that authority is useless without knowledge, and knowledge means listening to those who know more than she does. And surprisingly, the sailors begin to treat her differently. Not as a princess trying to fit into their world, but as a cadet who belongs in it. Conversations grow warmer. Instructions become mentorship. And while protocol forbids certain familiarity, respect creates its own silent bond. She begins to understand the unspoken language of the sea, a language where rank matters less than responsibility, and teamwork is survival. But what about the king and queen? What must they feel watching their daughter endure this journey? King Felipe, who himself trained for years in discipline and service, sees in her the legacy of his own upbringing. Queen Letizia, firm yet protective, knows that the world outside the palace isn't gentle. Yet she also knows Spain doesn't need a perfect queen. It needs a prepared one. And Spain, a country that has debated monarchy, questioned tradition, and demanded modern leadership, finds itself moved not by speeches, but by a young woman learning to lead without privilege. That is the true impact of this journey. Not the photographs, not the uniform, but the transformation unfolding behind closed decks and under stormy skies. Halfway through the voyage, an even deeper moment arrives. The ship experiences rough weather, strong enough to test every cadet's resilience. Waves crash violently against the hull. The vessel tilts sharply. Cadets secure equipment, brace themselves, follow urgent commands. Leonor stands among them, soaked, steady, alert. And then, a rope slips free. She reacts instantly, helping secure it before the wind can cause damage. A small but crucial action. She doesn't shout. She doesn't panic. She responds with instinct. Leadership is not loud. It's timely. The officer in charge gives her a quick look, not admiration, not praise, but recognition. Something every future ruler must earn, not request. This storm marks a turning point. Not because she performed perfectly, but because she faced real risk and responded without fear. Not royal training, real training. From that moment, she is trusted with more responsibility. She assists navigation lessons. She observes decision-making under pressure. She learns how leaders take responsibility for mistakes, even if they didn't cause them. She learns that command is not a privilege, it's a burden. And then comes the unexpected emotional moment. The ship reaches a sunset horizon almost too beautiful to describe. Orange light reflects across the waves like liquid gold. The crew gathers briefly on deck after a long day. Exhausted, proud, silent. Leonor stands among them, not above them. The sun dips slowly, and for a quiet second, she smiles, not a public smile for cameras, but a private one, touched by something deeper than duty. The sea has given her something that neither crown nor palace could provide. A sense of belonging, of purpose earned, not inherited. This is when Spain changes its perception. This is not a future queen who simply inherits power. This is a future queen who proves she deserves it. The voyage continues with more training, more challenges, more growth. Each day adds another layer to her maturity. Each task chisels her character like waves shaping coastline. And when the Elcano finally prepares to return home, Leonor stands taller. Not physically, but in presence. In quiet confidence. As she steps back onto land, cameras flash. Now the world sees what the sea has already witnessed. Spain is not just welcoming back a princess. It is welcoming a leader in progress. A queen in training. Someone who has been tested by wind, water, and work. She doesn't rush to the microphones. She doesn't pose dramatically. She simply greets with respect, aware of what she now carries, not a title but responsibility. The Juan Sebastián de Elcano didn't just train her. It transformed her. And Spain will never look at her the same way again. Because on that ship, beyond the shore, beyond privilege, beyond ceremony, a princess didn't sail for show. She earned her future. And now, Spain watches in awe, not because she is royal, but because she is ready to become worthy of the crown she will one day wear.